the journey is continuous. We are honored to have with us Professor Toby Greany from the University of Nottingham. We will highlight together the importance of sustainable leadership at schools. But we will start with Professor Toby by asking him, what does it mean, the leadership at schools especially?
So we know that leadership of schools is hugely important. Leaders create the environment for teachers to thrive, for students to thrive. And over the course of 30, 40, 50 years, we've built up a strong evidence base around what does successful school leadership look like. Core to that are three things, I would say. Transformational leadership, the vision and values, how are they shared, how are they owned, so that they motivate everyone to achieve a difference in education. Secondly, instructional or learning-centered leadership. How do leaders focus on continually improving the quality of teaching, the quality of learning, so that students are making progress? And thirdly, distributed leadership, creating a shared collaborative culture, a high-trust culture in which teachers' voice is heard, in which staff feel that they're cared for, and that therefore they're motivated to improve the quality of education for children.
This is important, and we both share that the leadership, maybe it's mandatory for them to be flexible and to have the ability to adapt with all the factors that it's already added to their basket in a daily basis, plus what's going on globally regarding to the technology, the AI. So the sustainability as a measure that we are aiming and looking forward in all what we are trying to do as educators, it is your core. And you are leading something very important regarding to the sustainable leadership or leadership sustainability at schools. Please enlighten us.
So certainly, in my talk at the conference today, I was talking about a big study we're just finishing at the moment in the UK, a comparative study looking at 3 different UK nations, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, where we've looked at this question of leadership sustainability. We looked at it from 2 angles. Firstly, the sustainability of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Do leaders feel that the job is doable? Do they want to continue? Do we have enough younger leaders ready to step up with the skills and qualities that we need? So succession planning, the pipeline, if you like. And secondly, leadership for sustainability, which is about how is leadership changing? How do we think about things like equity, quality, fitness for the future in a changing world? And what we found, I talked about in my talk, were 3 headline findings from that study. Firstly, the nature of leadership is widely seen to have changed in recent years, particularly following the pandemic, following COVID and the lockdowns. Leaders tell us that there's something different about leadership today, and particularly it's around children's needs have expanded, have grown. There are more needs around well-being, welfare, health, inclusion, behavior, attendance, special educational needs, and that these are really important needs that leaders are spending their time on. Staff are also more fragile, less resilient following the pandemic. So leaders are needing to support staff more. So that was the first finding. The second was that schools are often working beyond what we might think of as their educational remit. Because they're providing support for all of these wider needs, they're having to step into spaces that we wouldn't think of as education, providing a food bank for children and families that can't afford to feed themselves, for example. Equally, a lot more work within schools to provide for those welfare, well-being and emotional needs of children. The third big finding we focus on is, I talked about the pipeline. Do we have enough leaders? Essentially, what we conclude is that we're not facing a pipeline crisis. Most schools are able to recruit a head teacher, but it's really challenging. Yeah. But we do think we're facing a sustainability crisis, because what we see is that lots of leaders are struggling. They say that they're sinking. And so we need to think about what kinds of support do we need for leaders? How do we help them to feel that the job is doable, that it's a rewarding job, that they're able to succeed in?
Amazing. Looking forward, and hopefully we will get into that point, which is really something we are looking forward, and we hope all the leaderships can adopt such a panel to just make their life and educators all around the world more sustainable. Thank you very much for being with us, Professor.
Thank
Such
you
an
very
honor
much.
to have you.